The book of Exodus, chapter 20. Verse 1, NRSV. Then God spoke all these words. NIV. And God spoke all these words. KJV. And God spake all these words, saying. The Message Bible. God spoke all these words. ESV. And God spoke all these words, saying. Verse 2, NRSV. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. NIV. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. KJV. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. The Message Bible. I am God your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of a life of slavery. ESV. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. Verse 3, NRSV. You shall have no other gods before me. NIV. You shall have no other gods before me. KJV. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. The Message Bible. No other gods, only me. ESV. You shall have no other gods before me. Verse 4, NRSV. You shall not make for yourself an idol, whether in the form of anything that is in heaven above, or that is on the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. NIV. You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or in the waters below. KJV. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. The Message Bible. No carved gods of any size, shape, or form of anything whatever, whether of things that fly or walk or swim. ESV. You shall not make for yourself a carved image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Verse 5, NRSV. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing children for the iniquity of parents to the third and fourth generation of those who reject me. NIV. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children of the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me. KJV. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. The Message Bible. Don't bow down to them and don't serve them, because I am God your God, and I am a most jealous God, punishing the children for any sins their parents pass on to them, to third and yes, even to the fourth generation of those who hate me. ESV. You shall not bow down to them or serve them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children, to the third and the fourth generation of those who hate me. Verse 6, NRSV. But showing steadfast love to the 1000th generation of those who love me and keep my commandments. NIV. But showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. KJV. And shewing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. The Message Bible. but I am unswervingly loyal to the thousands who love me and keep my commandments. ESV. But showing steadfast love to thousands of those who love me and keep my commandments. Verse 7. In RSV. You shall not make wrongful use of the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not acquit anyone who misuses his name. NIV. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name. KJV. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. The Message Bible. No using the name of God your God in curses or silly banter. God won't put up with the irreverent use of his name. ESV. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Verse 8. In RSV. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. NIV. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. KJV. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. The Message Bible. Observe the Sabbath day to keep it holy. ESV. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Verse 9. NRSV. For 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. NIV. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. KJV. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. The Message Bible. Work 6 days and do everything you need to do. ESV. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. Verse 10. NRSV. But the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. You shall not do any work, you, your son or your daughter, your male or female slave, your livestock, or the alien resident in your towns. NIV. But the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son or daughter, nor your male or female servant, nor your animals, nor any foreigner residing in your towns. KJV. But the seventh day is a Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gate. The Message Bible. But the seventh day is a Sabbath to God your God. Don't do any work, not you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your servant, nor your maid, nor your animal, not even the foreign guest visiting in your town. ESV. But the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter, your male servant or your female servant or your livestock, or the sojourner who is within your gate. Verse 11. NRSV. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them, but rested the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and consecrated it. NIV. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, but he rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. KJV. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. The Message Bible. For in 6 days God made heaven, earth and sea and everything in them. He rested on the seventh day. Therefore God blessed the Sabbath day. He set it apart as a holy day. ESV. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Verse 12. NRSV. Honor your father and your mother, so that your days may be long in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. NIV. Honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. KJV. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. The Message Bible. Honor your father and mother, so that you will live a long time in the land that God your God is giving you. ESV. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. Verse 13. NRSV. You shall not murder. NIV. You shall not murder. KJV. Thou shalt not kill. The Message Bible. No murder. ESV. You shall not murder. Verse 14. NRSV. You shall not commit adultery. NIV. You shall not commit adultery. KJV. Thou shalt not commit adultery. The Message Bible. No adultery. ESV. You shall not commit adultery. Verse 15. NRSV. You shall not steal. NIV. You shall not steal. KJV. Thou shalt not steal. The Message Bible. No stealing. ESV. You shall not steal. Verse 16. NRSV. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. NIV. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. KJV. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. The Message Bible. No lies about your neighbor. ESV. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Verse 17. NRSV. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or male or female slave, or ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. NIV. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male or female servant, his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. KJV. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. The Message Bible. No lusting after your neighbor's house, or wife, or servant, or maid, or ox, or donkey. Don't set your heart on anything that is your neighbor's. ESV. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male servant, or his female servant, or his ox, or his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. Verse 18. NRSV. When all the people witnessed the thunder and lightning, the sound of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking, they were afraid and trembled and stood at a distance. NIV. When the people saw the thunder and lightning, and heard the trumpet, and saw the mountain in smoke, they trembled with fear. They stayed at a distance. KJV. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings, and the noise of the trumpet, the mountain smoking, and when the people saw it, they removed, and they stood afar off. The Message Bible. All the people experiencing the thunder and lightning, the trumpet blast, and the smoking mountain were afraid. They pulled back and stood at a distance. ESV. Now when all the people saw the thunder and the flashes of lightning, the sound of the trumpet and the mountain smoking, the people were afraid and trembled, and they stood far off. Verse 19, NRSV. And said to Moses, You speak to us, and we will listen, but do not let God speak to us, or we will die. NIV. And said to Moses, Speak to us yourself, and we will listen, but do not have God speak to us, or we will die. KJV. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear, but let not God speak with us, lest we die. The Message Bible. They said to Moses, You speak to us, and we listen, but don't have God speak to us, or we will die. ESV. And said to Moses, You speak to us, and we will listen, but do not let God speak to us, lest we die. Verse 20, NRSV. Moses said to the people, Do not be afraid, for God has come only to test you, and to put the fear of him upon you, so that you do not sin. NIV. Moses said to the people, Do not be afraid, God has come to test you, so that the fear of God will be with you, to keep you from sinning. KJV. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. The Message Bible. Moses spoke to the people, Don't be afraid. God has come to test you and instill a deep and reverent awe within you, so that you won't sin. ESV. Moses said to the people, Do not fear, for God has come to test you, that the fear of him may be before you, that you may not sin. Verse 21, NRSV. Then the people stood at a distance, while Moses drew near to the thick darkness where God was. NIV. The people remained at a distance, while Moses approached the thick darkness where God was. KJV. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was. The Message Bible. The people kept their distance, while Moses approached the thick cloud where God was. ESV. The people stood far off, while Moses drew near to the thick darkness where God was. Verse 22, NRSV. The Lord said to Moses, Thus you shall say to the Israelites, You have seen for yourself that I spoke with you from heaven. NIV. Then the Lord said to Moses, Tell the Israelites this, You have seen for yourself that I have spoken to you from heaven. KJV. And the Lord said unto Moses, Thus thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, Ye have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. The Message Bible. God said to Moses, Give this message to the people of Israel. Ye have experienced firsthand how I spoke with you from heaven. ESV. And the Lord said to Moses, Thus you shall say to the people of Israel, You have seen for yourselves that I have talked with you from heaven. Verse 23, NRSV. You shall not make gods of silver alongside me, nor shall you make for yourselves gods of gold. NIV. Do not make any gods to be alongside me. Do not make for yourselves gods of silver or gods of gold. KJV. Ye shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall ye make unto you gods of gold. The Message Bible. Don't make gods of silver and gods of gold, and then set them alongside me. ESV. You shall not make gods of silver to be with me, nor shall you make for yourselves gods of gold. Verse 24, NRSV. You need make for me only an altar of earth, and sacrifice on it your burnt offerings and your offerings of well-being, with sheep and oxen, in every place where I cause my name to be remembered, I will come to you and bless you. NIV. Make an altar of earth for me and sacrifice on it your burnt offerings and fellowship offerings, your sheep and goats and your cattle. Wherever I cause my name to be honored, I will come to you and bless you. KJV. An altar of earth thou shalt make unto me, and shalt sacrifice thereon thy burnt offerings and thy peace offerings, thy sheep and thine oxen. In all places where I record my name, I will come unto thee, and I will bless thee. The Message Bible. Make me an earthen altar, sacrifice your whole burnt offerings, your peace offerings, your sheep and your cattle on it. Every place where I cause my name to be honored in your worship, I will be there myself and bless you. ESV. An altar of earth you shall make for me and sacrifice on it burnt offerings and your peace offerings, your sheep and your oxen. In every place where I cause my name to be remembered, I will come to you and bless. Verse 25 in RSV. But if you make for me an altar of stone, do not build it of hewn stones, for if you use a chisel upon it, you profane it. NIV. If you make an altar of stones for me, do not build it with dressed stones, for you will defile it if you use a tool on it. KJV. And if thou wilt make an altar of stone, thou shalt not build it of hewn stone, for if thou lift upon thy tool upon it, thou hast polluted it. The Message Bible. If you use stones to make my altar, don't use dressed stone. If you use a chisel on the stones, you'll profane the altar. ESV. If you make me an altar of stone, you shall not build it of hewn stones, for if you wield your tool on it, you profane it. Verse 26 in RSV. You shall not go up by steps to my altar, so that your nakedness may not be exposed on it. NIV. And do not go up to my altar on steps, or your private parts may be exposed. KJV. Neither shalt thou go up by steps unto mine altar, that thy nakedness be not discovered thereon. The Message Bible. Don't use steps to climb to my altar, because that will expose your nakedness. ESV. And you shall not go up by steps to my altar, that your nakedness be not exposed on it.